Mr. Clay, did you speak to your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Have you spoken to them at all about this case?
No, ma'am. My attorney has not contacted me. He sent me a letter telling me he was taking over this case, and that was it. He hasn't contacted me for any of my other open cases either. I don't even know who my attorney really is.
Is that Mr. Nichols?
I believe it's Jared Austin for Comanche Gateway. I emailed him the other day.
Is my attorney present?
Your attorney is not present.
Can Mr.
Judge.
Cornish take over my case for me?
Possibly. Judge, right now it's currently Jared Austin. For today's proceedings, Mr. Nickel is going to be handling the hearing for the probable cause conference.
Okay, Mr.
He
Nichols
thought it was
logging
this.
in.
He thought it was this morning, was what we had on our schedule. Apparently it's this afternoon, so he's logging in now.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
It looks like his other attorney is Brian Jackson in the circuit court cases. So we'll make a decision here at the office and decide who I'm going to assign them to, whether
Sounds
it be
good.
me or Austin or Jackson.
We're gonna
If
put
my
Mr.
say,
Nichol and yes, Mr. Clay.
if my say has any power in that that option, I would appreciate it, Mr. Cornish, if you could take over my case, because we previously had a case together in the past, and you actually worked for me, not against me. You kept in contact with me all the time. I'd highly appreciate it if you took over my all my open cases, so I can actually have a good attorney on my defense.
Well, let me see what I can do. Okay. I just got to check my
Uh,
dockets. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Banshee.
Okay, Mr. Clay, in the meantime, I'm gonna put you in a private meeting room with Mr. Nichol, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
There's like a tree spray in room 2. She was there with him? Oh, okay. She all set? Who's representing Martinez?
Mr. Moss. Now let's go talk to him and he is on the record. Doing the exam.
Well, he really had a preliminary exam, so he obviously already spoke to his client. He didn't tell us what he wanted to do because he got to sit in jail. No?
He told me he's here too. So I'm expecting him to stay logged in before he did the exam.
Yeah, it's in a while, huh?
I don't know what time it is.
Okay, Mr. Milks is on Mr. Martinez and he's on the record, I guess, before Judge Buchanan. Mr. Martinez, did you talk to your attorney?
No, I have not.
Okay. Mr. Taylor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's representing Mr. Taylor?
That'd be me, Your Honor.
We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus. I can't read this. Daniquo Taylor, did I say that right?
Danico, yes.
Okay, file number is 23-01472, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. George, on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court. Deputy Chief Public Defender Steve Cornish on behalf of D'Amico Taylor, who's in the court via Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Today's the date and the time that's set for probable cause conference. I have one count of attempted home invasion first degree to the habitual offender second notice offense. It's scheduled for a preliminary examination next week, June 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. Are we continuing to exam?
No, Your Honor. Oh, sorry.
I'll defer to the defense.
Mr. Cornish?
Your Honor, I've spoken with my client a couple of times now after discussing things with the prosecutor's office. It's both the people and the defense's intent today to unconditionally waive the right to preliminary exam, bind this matter over for further negotiations in the circuit court.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is the people going to waive their
Yes, Your Honor.
right to exam? Okay. Was there an offer extended at all?
I believe, let me check.
I think it was
believe it
plea without
did
have.
not- Correct.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, you understand that you have the right to have a preliminary examination in the circuit, I'm sorry, in the district court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you move the device that you're on away from your face so I can see your full face?
Sorry.
Thank you. And so you understand you have the right to have a preliminary examination, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that the purpose of the examination is for you to require the prosecution to meet their burden, which is to establish probable cause. So they have to establish that there's sufficient probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause sufficient to charge you with the crime. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You wish to unconditionally waive your right to an examination in this file?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you understand the unconditional portion means you can't change your mind after this matter is waived over to the circuit court, and that you're not waiving because anybody's promising you in exchange for anything. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to tell my family to be quiet really quick.
Please do.
All right. Sorry. Yes, I understand, ma'am.
Okay, so is anybody threatening you to get you to waive your examination?
No, ma'am.
Has there been any promises made to you in exchange for a waiver of your examination?
No, ma'am.
Your waiver, I find to be freely and voluntarily made. I'll bind the matter over to the circuit court for a bind over date of June 7th. That's the date that the circuit court will get the file from the district court. You do not need to appear in court on that day, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date will be a pre-trial in circuit court. Mr. Cornish will be made aware of that date. You stay in contact with him. Are you still at the address on LeGrand Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I feel that right too.
Okay, your bond was set at 3,000 personal recognizance. There is a no contact order in place for the protection of Alicia Batten. That will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's see. Here, or see something we don't want to see. Murray. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jason Ray Murray. File number is 23-01476 FY council appearance.
Bridget in the back for people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. John Abbott representing Jason Murray. He's not here.
What do you mean he's not here?
I mean, that's in Waco County and my client's in Clinton County.
Interesting. Doesn't state here that he was in custody. Okay. It says reset. He's in Clinton County. Is that correct?
He is in Clinton County.
Okay, sounds good.
I did meet with him yesterday. There. And he'd like to leave the preliminary exam on the schedule.
Okay,
But
so,
without, no, we can make that call today without his presence.
well, you could have if you spoke to him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, if you spoke to him, and you all want to continue to examine, we could do that.
we do.
Okay, then we don't need to find a cause to go beyond the 21 days at this time. Can they wait till that quickly?
No, we need 10 minutes.
Well, we gotta find good cause, because they can't rid them that quickly. Okay. Okay, so due to the court's recent knowledge that he is currently in the custody of Clinton County, we will find good cause to go beyond the 21-day timeline. And we'll reset the exam only. Do June 22nd at 1:30. June 22nd at 1:30 work for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record today?
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing from the defense.
Thank you. And then who else did you have? You have Wesley Frank.
Well, temporarily, Your Honor. It's my understanding his family has retained counsel. And that person is on his way here at this moment.
Oh, okay, well, we can wait, and then maybe we can do substitution while everyone's here. No problem. Mr. Hess is here. Mr. Hess represents Bobby Joe Field.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's Ms. Housefield's case, okay. It's early, she's got time, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so what I would do. What I usually do is just like, hey, and then usually, I'll be there all day. They come in. I do, so I'll cover it in case. Choosing. Yeah. Will you send it to me?
Yes. Yes. It's on, it's not, it was never. It was never meant to be already sent. Or I sent. And you know how to-
Can you hear?
No.
There.
Hello?
Be quiet.
Good afternoon, what's your name?
Keith Wimberly.
Okay, thank you.
That's okay.
Let me see.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Douglas Warner, file number is 23-01484, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, George, and on behalf of the people.
And you're Douglas K. Warner? Okay, for my records here stated that you declined to be represented by the public defender's office, is that correct? I'm sorry, can you speak up so I can hear you?
I guess,
You mean you don't remember?
yeah.
Okay, do you understand that you have a right to be represented by an attorney? Okay, and that you can make a request, you have the right to make a request to have the public defender's office represent you at the expense of the public. You understand that? Okay, did you deny or are you denying your right to be represented by the public defender's office at this time? Or did you want to see if they can represent you? Okay, so then you need to do an intake, okay? And you said, what is that? That means you have to meet with a public defender so they can get some information from you to see if you're eligible for their representation, okay? Is that what you want to do, sir? Okay, so Mr. Abbott, you can assist?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll go off the record so that you can do the intake and then we'll adjust your timeline after that, okay? Thank you. Ms. Donnelly? Good. Okay. You're here for Mr. Wimberly.
I am, Your Honor.
Do you need to speak to him?
No, I do not.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Keith Wimberly. File number is 23-01411, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, George, and on behalf of the people.
An Assistant Public Defender, Sarah Donnelly, on behalf of the defendant, Keith Wimberly Jr., who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, Mr. Wimberly, can you hear me? I can't hear you because you're muted.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, today's the date set for a probable cause conference. You have a count one of larceny in a building. That matter is scheduled for preliminary examination on June 2nd at 9:30 in the morning. Council, are we proceeding to exam?
Your Honor, at this time, I believe Sarah Donnelly wants to speak. We've talked about a possible misdemeanor offer and or possible drug court.
Okay. Ms. Donnelly?
Yes, Your Honor, there is an offer. At this time, I would like to have Mr. Wimberly waive the 21 days so that we can continue probable cause conference, hopefully to next week's preliminary exam. I'm hopeful that we might accept the offer or at least be screened for drug court because that's part of the offer.
So you're still considering, and you want us to treat next week as a PCC?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, I'll note that in the file. We'll treat next week as another probable cause conference. We'll address the timeline at that time.
Okay, Your Honor. So does that mean that we're expected to appear in person or can we appear by Zoom?
You can appear via Zoom so long as you're not, as your client has been properly advised as the appropriateness of how to appear via Zoom. So I can't have people in moving vehicles where their signals are going in and out. I can't have them laying down. They need to be in a stable, upright position, ready to carry on an official court proceeding.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
And nothing for defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, Mr. Wimberly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nichols Backford did not bring Mr. Plato. Huh? Mr. Nichol? No.
Your
We're on
Honor.
the record in that, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Comanche Clay, file number 22-03119 FY. Council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, George and Babbitt.
And Assistant Public Defender Scott Nichol on behalf of Mr. Clay for the hearing today.
Thank you. Today is the date set for a probable cause conference. The matter is scheduled for preliminary examination next week, June 2nd at 9 o'clock in the morning. I have one count of armed robbery. How are we proceeding, counsel?
Your Honor, I spoke with Jared Austin previously via email, and he told me that he wants to leave a separate prelim. It was my understanding today that he did not have time to speak with his attorney, so I will defer to you and what you want to do.
We would request the matter be left on for preliminary exam, and we intend to run it.
Okay, I'll note that this matter will continue to examine in person at the court, June 2nd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing additional for the defense at this time.
Thank you. You're all set for today, Mr. Clay.
I just want to make it
Yes.
clear, I don't want Jared Austin or Brian Jackson on my case. I want to fire my counsel. I want new counsel.
Okay, you seem to believe that you have a choice over who's gonna be your attorney. That's
No,
not
no, I
how
don't
the court
believe-
appoint, nope, you're gonna listen to me now. The court that has no control over who you gets appointed through the public defender's office. Prior to going on the record, you did have an exchange, which the court allowed, with Mr. Cornish, who is the deputy public defender. He said he would work on trying to get what you're asking for, but I can't order that. Do you understand that?
Oh, I understand that. I wasn't saying that. I was just letting it be known. I do not want them on my case. I don't care who gets my case. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't have a choice on who picks it up. I just know I do have a choice on who, if I want them to represent me or not. That's all I was saying.
Okay, if you decline public defender representation, we can do that, but then you'll be responsible for finding your own representation. But might be in your best interest to wait and let Mr. Cornish see if he can grant you what you're requesting.
Okay.
So if you come next week and they can't give it to you, then we can address whether or not you want to have the public defenders withdraw as your counsel, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other questions or statements at this time?
Not that's pertaining to this court.
Wonderful. Have a good one.
You too, Miss Simmons. How have you been, by the way? You been okay?
Well, it's Judge Simmons to you. And Mrs. Simmons to others. You have a good one.
You too, Miss Simmons.
You have a nice day, Your Honor.
Same to you. Rich said that Elliot was, Lucas Elliott's continuing.
Yeah.
Um, Wesley Plains attorney. Who's your attorney that you hired? Did you tell them that your hearing was at 1:30?
Yes. Your Honor.
It's 2:06.
He said he was on the way. I have no idea how long.
Oh, you have contact information for him? Can you contact him, please? Okay, Mr. Hess, we have Bobby Joe Field in the courtroom. Did you need to speak with her?
I would be fine with speaking to Ms. Field afterwards, as long as we can get a good phone number for her. I don't know if the number I have is a good one.
Okay, have you spoken to her before?
I have not.
No, then you need to speak to her, otherwise we can't have a productive probable cause conference.
Okay, well, if I can get a good phone number, I can give her a call right now and come back on the record, Your Honor.
Did you want to, do you have a phone with you, ma'am?
I left it in the car.
Okay, we'll put her on Zoom. She
Okay.
left her phone in the car.
Okay, thank you.
And who am I speaking? My attorney?
You're going to talk with your attorney, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Martinez, you're okay?
Yes.
Okay, please have a seat.
Got a bad back, was sitting a long time, makes my back hurt.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm not sure why your attorney didn't speak to you before he went and started a proceeding in another courtroom. You told me your attorney's name was Bennett, Mr. Bennett.
I got them mixed up.
Oh, okay. Did he tell you what time his court date was?
Just retained.
I didn't ask you that.
No, I know it's you.
Can you answer what I asked?
Yes.
Okay. Why weren't you here in time for his court time?
Well, that's the same reason he's trying to avoid answering the question, but I left a message for somebody to say it. I just haven't not said no.
I'm sorry?
I'm not gonna say it in open court for personal reasons, but I did call and leave a message
With this court?
with this staff, yeah. if you
Oh.
correct.
Okay, have you all followed the substitution?
But we haven't had my colleague side.
We're gonna reset it. Are you ready with Ms. Field? You ready with Ms. Field?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Bobby Joe Field. The file number is 21-02067 FY. Council appearance.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Erin Housefield on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Edward Hess on behalf of Ms. Field. I'm appearing remotely by Zoom. Ms. Field is in the courtroom. I have had a chance facilitated by the court to speak with Ms. Field prior to going on the record today.
Thank you. Today was the date Ms. Field set for probable cause conference. This matter is set for preliminary examination. It's June 2nd at 9:30. Council, are we proceeding to exam?
Your Honor, I will defer to Mr. Hess on what his client would like to do for the prelim next week.
Your Honor, at this time, we ask that the matter remain set for preliminary examination. I understand there may be some plea offers forthcoming. However, as of now, we're simply asking the matter remain set for preliminary examination.
Thank you. This matter will continue to examination next week at 9:30, June 2nd, in person at the court. Do you have any questions today? Okay. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all set.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Douglas Warner. File number 23-01484, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Judge, on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. John Abbott with Hingham County Public Defender's Office representing Mr. Warner. He is present and standing to my right.
Okay, Mr. Warner, you did complete an intake for the public defense representation? Oh. I'll note that you just recently did the intake. And so next week, which is scheduled for your preliminary examination, it's June 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. We'll treat that as a probable cause conference, okay?
Okay.
That means no witnesses need to appear for that. However, you need to appear, and you can still appear in person, okay? Do you have any questions? Can you speak up so we can hear you on the record? Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor. I did fill out the form. I guess there is some. I did fill out, and although it's not my decision to make, I am familiar with how these decisions are made. I'm very confident that it will be represented.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Champion. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Wesley Frank. File number is 23-01251. Council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Natalie Mason on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Barnett Levine on behalf of Wesley Frank. He's the president standing on my right.
Today is the date and the time that was set for a a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for preliminary examination June 2nd at 9 o'clock in the morning. I have a substitution of counsel. However, we need you to sign that.
Indeed, I didn't know my colleague gave it to you, so I assume I could approach.
Are we continuing to exam next week?
At this time, the people and defense would ask this case be left on for exam next week. However, an offer has been extended to the defendant. If I can lay it out on the record.
Please do.
It offers that the defendant would enter a guilty plea to an added count 2 of animals cruelty to one animal, contrary to MCL 750.504A, and the 93-day misdemeanor and/or $1,000 in fines. The defendant was 22 at the time of the offense. The people would have no objection to HYTA status. Upon successful plea and sentence, the people would move to dismiss count 1.
Okay, that's the offer that was conveyed to your client?
That is correct.
Okay, and you're fine with continuing next week?
Sure, no objection to this.
Okay. And you received discovery already?
No, that's the reason we're looking for the reset.
Well, we didn't request a reset.
Or just to leave it, so we're resetting the discussion between the prosecutor and I, that informal exchange to see if I'll accept the offer
Okay.
on behalf of my client. So just to clarify what I meant by reset.
Okay.
So as of now, Your Honor, the people will plan to have witnesses here next week for preliminary examination. If that changes, then we will contact the court. We intend to enter a plea instead.
Okay, well, what if the issue? Sorry?
I was just talking to adverse party counsel.
What if
about
the issue is that he has not received or he seeks additional discovery? He's just appeared on this case, so that's what I'm trying to address. Not received discovery yet. So if you need time to do that and review the discovery, then we can better assess whether or not you want to continue to examine, and we can just treat next week as another PCC.
I might doing that. I haven't seen discovery, so I don't know the length of the amount of time it's taking for me to analyze the entire thing, but I wouldn't assume that I can't get them in the same day. My colleague confirmed that he already has a copy, he's willing to elaborate it, and I'm okay with it. Do you have a copy of discovery, John?
I do, but I can't get.
Okay, so then that means I have to go through the formal route again, of getting something instead of getting. from my
And it's a
client.
holiday on Monday, so that's why I'm asking you if you would like to
Yeah.
treat next week as a PCC.
Okay, so it would take me one day instead of Monday, it'll take me one day Tuesday.
But that's you. We don't know how long it's gonna take the prosecutors.
They have discovery though, I assume, right? You guys.
Your Honor, if we can at this point waive the timeline in order to treat next week as a PCC.
I won't waive the timeline until next week. What I'm saying is you won't need to require your witnesses to appear. I'm gonna note in the file, discovery has not been received by the defense counsel so that we can treat next week as a PCC and address the timeline then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? Okay, any additional matters for the record today?
Compliment.
Nothing, people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Mills,
Good, yes, Your Honor. Hello, good afternoon.
client's been waiting. He said his back hurts.
I understand, Your Honor. I apologize. I was in another prelim today. I could,
He said he hasn't spoken to you.
if that's true, Your Honor. If I may jump on Zoom. Thank you.
We're on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Javier Martinez, file number 23-01304, FY council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Natalie Maycomber on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Stephen Milks on behalf of Mr. Martinez, who is present with us via Zoom and or probably not at this time.
Today's the date and the time that's set for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for preliminary examination June 2nd at 9 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Are we continuing to examine?
At this time, both the people and the defense will be asking the court to unconditionally waive the defendant's right to hold a preliminary examination within the time frame and ask this case be reset for another preliminary examination date beyond that time.
That's correct, Your Honor. We are asking to waive the timeline at this point. My client is obviously in Nuevo jail, and we need a better opportunity to meet with him, speak with him, and go over everything in this matter, Your Honor.
Additionally, Your Honor, APA Eilish Gallagher is the APA assigned to this case. I don't believe that she was aware that this case was on for today. She's been on vacation for quite some time. She does come back next week. I've made her aware, but I know that she's not been able to have any sort of negotiations with Mr. Mills due to her being on vacation.
Okay, could you discuss a waiver of the timeline with your client?
We did, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, you understand
Yes,
that you
ma'am.
have the right to have your preliminary examination in the district court within 21 days of your arraignment?
Yes,
And due to the pending negotiations and discussions between the prosecutor's office and your attorney, and due to the nature of your location and the attorney's location, are you willing to waive that timeline so that counsel can have more time to negotiate and work with you in formulating your defense in this case?
yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you or promising you anything to waive that timeline?
No, ma'am.
July 6th and 9. July, is it? Yes. July 6th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Any additional matters on the record today?
None from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, for the defense.
Yes, sir.
When will that court date be? The next one?
July 6th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Bond was set at 30,000 cash surety with GPS tether and victim notification. That will continue. You're all set. You're all set, Mr. Martinez.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Apologize again.
Mr. Mill.
Your enduring patience and